Welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League where the grind continues. We go from one pro league to the next where we go from prospect to provisional. I am here with Biscuit. How are you today, sir?
Doing good. Took the fattest of naps before this, so I have the energy to spare for hopefully a very, very hype matchup to finish tonight off. Penguins.
Absolutely. We're going to see a good matchup here. We got the Malderators versus Agility. The Malderators, who ended up being the fifth seed in Provisional, aren't ones to shy away from. They got Crispy Waves, who's all over the stat sheet in Provisional. He's tops in everything. And they also have Embers and Sensei to start their lineup. And Sensei, he's crazy for his MMR. He's only 1078 and he plays like a 1200, honestly. But Crim Reaper on the bench for the Malderators. Agility recently acquired Cool Socks before the trade deadline. They also have Psych, Abe, and Griffin. So they're not ones to shy away from. This is my league, and I'm very familiar with these teams, but I'm interested to hear what you got, Biscuit.
I'll admit, not the most familiar, but there are some names that stick out as a longtime member of the Nemesis community. And I will say, first off, rip Cool Socks as a GM last season. I almost was taking him first overall in novice last season for the Whelps team. Ended up going with Jeff Masters at the last minute, pretty much. But so I do know if that is a pickup at the trade deadline, that is a deadly pickup that could be what puts this agility team over the hump that is Crispy Waves, Embers, and Green Sensei, who all just seem to blow up the stat board. And you don't see that very often from three starters where all three are holding their own weight. Usually there's someone like a me on their like Hydra roster that's dragging them down a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, all these players really solid. They all play really well. Agility had a very rough start to their season. They started off, I believe, 0-12 in games. So they got swept in their first few games of the season, but they made some roster changes. Once they got Psych on the roster, really turned their season around. They took them from a last place team to getting the sixth seed, which from where they were sitting was very impressive. And from playing them, they're very good at countering their opponents. They are positioned perfectly to 50 the ball, and a teammate's going to be right there to put a shot on. And I know Psych is going to hit some demos. He is second in the league in demos per game. So he's going to look to get some physicality. But Crispy Waves, he's arguably the most mechanical provisional player. He can air dribble, he can double tap, he can flip reset if you give him space. So he's going to go crazy. Hopefully, I want to see some great action here in the Provisional League. But if you had a prediction with a series score, Biscuit, who do you got and how many games?
The stats tell me it's hard to vote against Malderators, but Crip and me get along in a competitive way, so I can't pick his team. Uh, so we got to go agility, and honestly, momentum can be huge. They're coming out. They started rough, but they had to obviously pile up some wins, so they've got to be coming in a little hot. So to keep myself safe and not look too bad, I'm gonna go agility 3-2. Say it's a close series. Game 5, I'm thinking about 25-minute overtime.
uh, the script would love that, but everyone's sleep schedule would not. I, for one, cannot bet against my good friend Crispy Waves. He is too cracked. I know him too well, and in the playoffs, he hasn't had much opportunity to shine. So I'm looking for him to show out, and I'm looking for him to be that X factor. I'm saying Malderators sweep here. I have faith in their offense. I have faith in their just ability to dominate games. They have great touches. It seems like they're everywhere. I actually scrimmed Malderators with my team right before this game, and with how they played in the scrim, it's gonna be a rough match. They are all over the field, and they have players that can solo play over your heads for provisional at least. So it's gonna be exciting to get in here and see what these provisional players can do.
Yeah. And just a few more things to talk about. I do want to state, and this is a little weird. The only top 15 stats coming out for agility do come from Psych. I could find nothing top 15 wise. I'm sure there might be close in players like Cool Socks and ABK, but looking at the stats, it's just such a polar opposite feel for both of these teams where it's like you look at Malderators and so many stats, so much going on up there. And then you got agility, where it's just psych. It looks like a one-man army statistically. Do you think he'll have to whip out the one-man army play to beat this Malderators, or do you think it'll have to be a team effort?
Um, given I don't know about the other two, Abe and Griffin, but I know Cool Socks missed out on a lot of games. He definitely focused on his schoolwork, and which you can't fault him for that. But it definitely doesn't do him any favors, I should say, on the stat sheet. So he's lacking there in just total games played. So he doesn't have the raw stats to get him in there. But the way that I know agility can play, it's definitely they definitely play better with Psych. Psych is the glue to the agility team, so he can definitely help them out and compete against the Malderators. But it's definitely a team effort. They are positionally phenomenal at times. They are hard to beat when they are on it. Like they have blown my team out, but we have come right back. But they're just a rough team to beat, especially with their new roster. It looks like we're about to get in here. Excited to see how it goes. But yeah, Psych and Crispy Waves. Let's see who can hold their team up the hardest as we players on the field, but looking like we're have some technical issues. But the winner of this match goes on to play the fourth seeded Fallen Angels, who I know quite well. They are my team. But the loser goes on to play on Saturday against the winner of Dissonance and Uprising. So we'll see who comes out on top in the first ever provisional play in match. Biscuit. Any final comments before we get started?
Just congratulations on your early scouting. Whoever wins here, you get to have a little insider knowledge that not all teams get. So I hope you put that to good use when you play later this week.
I absolutely will as we kick off this provisional play-in match. Abe with the ball going into the Moderator's end. He has Embers to beat. No one close by to support. Cool Socks on the ball. He's going to play it back to over Griffin. Big 50 by Sensei. Sensei has an opportunity here. Takes it a little bit slow. He goes up. Cool Socks with the save, but a double commit from the agility side. Oh, as it rolls in front, and no one's there to get back as Embers opens the scoring. Just 23 seconds into the game. Agility is flopping everywhere, Biscuit.
Yeah, and just a really big double commit on the first contest by this Malderator. My brain shut off. Sorry, I am so sorry. There's a big double commit that led to a goal. Open net, slow roller in front of the net. Bagels churning in his caster's grave, watching that one go in.
Absolutely. Sensei took it slow and took it over top the defense. He drew a couple people out, so you love to see that from Sensei. Sensei only 1078, so peak before the season started, but he's definitely plays a lot better as we'll see in this series. Sensei is crazy for his MMR, which you love to see if you're a general manager of the provisional team. But agility looking to counter here as Griffin takes the ball and two people waiting back from agility. Crispy over one, over two. Can anyone get back from agility? Crispy gets bumped by his teammate, but Sensei puts it over top and finishes. What a play by Crispy and Sensei. They seem to be over top of each other, but it ended up to work as we love to see them extend their 2-goal lead.
And you were just talking about Sensei playing above his MMR, reading, I'm going to call it the fake by Crispy, faking out the defense to get that slow bounce out into the midfield and just hitting it over two to take this very early, only a minute in, 2-goal lead right now. Make it 3 as we get a kickoff goal.
Green Sensei scores off the kickoff. What happened here is he just beats him clean. Seems like Griffin had a slow start. I don't know if he didn't go, but Sensei just quick and put a shot on. Cool Socks was in net. Maybe a calculated fake kickoff. Cool Socks was there, but he just could not make a play on it. What a provisional moment there as the Malderators go up 3-0. They just want to get one hit in this play-in and beat out. As Crispy goes up for the double, not quite there, but Embers with the follow-up. Big save by Cool Socks, keeping his team alive. There's a lot of time left, and keeping his team alive was Cool Socks there. What a save. You would think that would not be the dagger, but Crispy with a shot on, but Cool Socks doing everything he can to keep his team alive. As it rings around the corner, agility with the clear. Cool Socks in net, but he jumps right over it, Biscuit.
And Sensei finishing off his hat trick early. We are 2 minutes in, and he has put 3 away. You called out his excellent MMR, and it is looking like one of the best caster callouts I've seen in a while. Usually you say a player's good and they underperform to like game 3. Not Sensei. He's coming out really focused in, really ready to go, and This Malderators team really just punched this agility team in the mouth, and I want to see if they're going to be staggered or keep moving.
Green Sensei with the natural hat trick, 3 goals in a row, uninterrupted. But I just noticed that Psych is not on the field for this game one. But from when I played them a few games ago, they also sat Psych out game one. And maybe that's a strategy to lull the other team into a sense of hope. But their playstyle drastically changed with him in the lineup. I expect to see him here in game two, and we'll really get to see how this agility team plays. But it's almost like you're conceding game one here, Biscuit, by sitting out one of your best performing players. What do you think of that strategy here?
I do know it can be really effective. Subs are an important thing, and I guess in this case, when you're subbing your best player in after game one, it can affect the psyche of another team. Ego and arrogance are a big thing. As we talk about this, Cool Socks coming through, did his homework, brought out his protractor, and just 52 people into the Malderators net somehow, some way.
I've never seen a more low ranked goal as just 50'd perfectly off the corner into the Malderators net. There's still time left here. There's 2 minutes, and if Agility can come back here and win this game, that would be huge because they don't have their best player on the field. If you can win without your best player, that really rattles the other team here, but it's going to be a big deficit to overcome. But with Sykes sitting out and the ability to come back and win this game would prove huge. But yeah, like it's tough conceding game one as Sensei goes up double commit with Crispy. But I'd like to see how they play with Psych on the field, but seemingly conceding game one, I just don't see the advantage, Biscuit.
I don't see a giant advantage. I could see it being more of a useful tactic in a best of seven where games aren't quite as important. When you're playing a best of five, thank God this isn't a best of three. Conceding that first game, that's a lot. That's a lot of capital you're giving up. If this was chess, that's pretty much like sacrificing a rook to maybe get a pawn or two, and that may equal out in value down the line. But it's not. I don't know. Personally, I wouldn't play that type of style, but I mean, we could be eating our shorts after this if they just turn around and 3-1 after this with Malderators maybe getting put on the back foot by this decision.
1 minute remaining. The deficit remains the same. Malderators and Agility in game one here, looking to go the way of the Malderators. As they peppered the shots on, they had 8 shots compared to Agility's 3. Like I said before, we'll wait and see how Psych plays. But Cool Socks with a big clear. You'd like to see more out of him. He is their highest rated player in MMR, and he's conceded some easy saves to at least cut the deficit to 1 goal. He had 2 easy saves that he just missed, so we could be seeing a 2-1 game. But Cool Socks, with some mistakes proving to be detrimental as we're under 15 seconds to play. Sensei with the ball off the backboard to himself. He plays it, 50s it off to the midfield. We're under 10 seconds to play. Game one seemingly to go to Malderators, but Malderators with the 1-0 advantage. They are the higher seed. They were higher ranked on PR, and they easily take this game one, Biscuit.
Yeah, take it with passion and style. I like to see what happens when Sight comes in here in game two. Could be a huge change of pace, as you said, and could be maybe the catalyst that starts this agility comeback. I know it's only one game, but when it's so convincing this hard, you got to imagine agility needs something to change now and for it to happen quick.
As we see Griffin leaves the lobby. But another thing to note about best players, Crispy Waves on the bottom of the leaderboard here. Um, so you're letting Sensei carry, but like it's also a thing with Psych sitting out that your secret weapon is there, not really doing much. So maybe the Malderators have a counter, a trap card per se, with Crispy sitting at the bottom. Only 2 shots on net. He has yet to be released. So we'll see as Psych and Crispy get to go head to head in this next matchup. But we need to see more from Cool Socks. Abe, I should say, was pretty much non-existent in that game. So who do you think should step up from this agility team that was on the field?
On the field, I'd actually like. I know it sounds weird to call it the top scorer, but you'd brought it up earlier. I think you need to see more out of Cool Socks. I think he's such a phenomenal player, and I hold him in high regards personally. I think he's such a good player, and Yeah, he got 481, but there was so many opportunities he just missed out on. The kickoff goal, and not to roast him too hard, kind of a rudimentary, like easy save to make. It wasn't coming in that hot. Just moments like that. I know you get caught off guard, but I'd like to see more out of him. Maybe look to link up with Syke and really give this Malderators team a run for their money.
As we get into game two, Malderators a game up. They seeming to come out with all this pressure as Sensei with the kickoff that started it all. As Cool Socks meeting Embers, it's going straight back into the corner. Syke with a touch, but faking out Sensei, but Crispy right on top of it with a big demo from Sensei. Embers can't finish, not quite positioned. Ooh, this Malderators team has been in the offensive end for 30 seconds, and it's capped off with a goal from Crispy Waves. Embers just dimes him up. He is 6th in provisionals in assists per game, and when you're dishing to a shooter like Crispy, it's just elementary, Biscuit.
Yeah, and this can be worrisome. Crispy finally breaking the gold scoring need here, and if you're agility here, you don't want to see that. You wanted to keep at least Crispy under wraps. Give yourself a chance. You got to nullify their best player bare minimum, and now he's on the board. You be afraid, and as I said, Screen Sensei, what a save, my friend.
And to all this talk about Crispy and Sensei, Embers as well is a phenomenal player. All three of these Malderators are just so threatening on the ball. They make incredible touches that are so hard to play against. And they're just all three of these Malderators are just incredible players. As we see Embers off the wall, dishes it mid for Sensei, who can't quite get there. Not the pass he expected, but he puts it over Abe into an open net, but a save by Syke. He shows up in the game that he gets subbed in, and he's proving to be the deciding factor to at least keep this a 1-goal game. Abe misses the shot opportunity as it floated mid, gives Sensei a breakout opportunity. He plays it over Syke. He's around the corner. He pops it up to himself. Big save by Cool Socks to give Abe the breakout opportunity. He plays it over one, but Crispy stops him. Cool Socks in the net. He makes the calculated touch right over Crispy. He's going up. Let's see what he can do here. As he's out of boost, he only has 10 remaining in the tank. But this agility team is gaining some pressure, maybe putting Malderators on their back foot in a defensive stance, Biscuit.
Yeah, definitely
Oh,
put him on the
shot
back foot.
on.
Yeah, so close. Definitely put him on the back foot, but it's just so. Oh, as you say that over aggression, their first real push for 30 seconds, and Crispy Wave finding his second goal, and he has come alive here in game two.
Absolutely. Crispy with 3 shots on net and 2 goals, already beating his totals from game 1. He's atop the leaderboard, already with 358 points. He is first in provisional and score per game with 391. And he's proving to be the worthy of the second overall pick as Embers with a shot on net, saved by Syke. The shot on. Can Sensei get back? No. Syke puts it perfectly out of reach from the Malderators' defense. What happened here? I see Syke just with a big clear. All the Malderators were just cheated up too far.
Yeah, it's like taking a note right out of Crispy's book from not even 30 seconds ago. It's the one risk when you play such a high-powered offense, which both of these teams try to emulate. Not a lot of saves either way going, and sometimes you just get a little too confident, a little too cocky, a little too far upfield, and next thing you know, you're caught with your shorts down, and there's nothing you can really do about it.
Sensei with an opportunity here. He goes up. 2 agility defenders again. They can't seem to rein in the double commit as Embers puts it in the open net. What a play by Sensei. He's a magnet to defenders. He goes up and people jump to counter. And Embers just takes advantage of that open opportunity, Biscuit.
Saying the exact same thing. Green Sensei with the light tight touch up just sucked both defenders in, and all he needed was one good 50. And Embers, I'm pretty sure, getting his first goal of the series there too.
I
Or
believe
did he get one last game?
he opened the scoring in
That's
game
it.
1.
That's it. Yeah. So now we have seen all three players for Malderators find a goal, get a little groove going. Not can't say the same yet for Malderators as we're kind of waiting for Abe to find the net as Crispy finishes his hat trick. Not a natural, but still, he has really popped off here in game two.
Absolutely, as they extend their lead 2-3 with 2 minutes remaining. and they already matched their score of game one. Can they hold off as we kick off? Cool Socks on Embers seems to go Cool Socks' favor. Psych has the boost and he goes up, but he can't make a play off of it. Abe goes to bail him out as he puts a shot, saved by Crispy. Crispy in his own corner. He has no boost, but he's looking to make a play. Maybe just a flick over one. He does. Ember's there to follow up with a bump on net. Abe is so awkward, but Sensei does not commit. Both of his teammates were up, but Abe seemed ripe for the opportunity just to dunk and challenge their Biscuit.
Yeah, I get it. You're up 3 goals. You don't want to give the other team a chance at a counter. So I don't hate the play by Sensei, but I just feel like when you see a player so out of position, so backwards, so awkward, I think you have to play a 50. It's never mind. He's scoring anyway. That's fine. I'll shut up. Good job, Sensei.
He just wanted to kill more time off the clock as Embers right off the backboard. Crispy and Sensei going for the ball, but Crispy not with he didn't have the angle there, so good thing he missed as Sensei gets his first goal with a hat trick in game one. This Malderators team is running away with it. We're going to be on match point here as it's 5-1. We're getting just under a minute remaining. I hate to say that my prediction is seeming right as a pinch right over the Malderators net, but I predicted a 3-0, but you predicted a 3-2 for agility, which seemingly possible. Could we get the reverse sweep here, Biscuit?
I'm hoping for it. I mean, we need the content. Provisional League needs the content. As a new league, you always need to come out swinging, really build your hype around your league, and show people that good gameplay can come of it. I'm not saying that neither team has played good play. As Cool Sox finding another consolation goal, I want to call it. I don't want to say it's over, but it's hard to imagine 3 more in 33 seconds, just the way this Malderator teams are playing. But their name is Malderators, so they could maul 3 goals away here if possible.
We shall see, but uh, a goal for momentum, let's say, is you need anything that you can to claw back into this series as you go down 2-0. Could we see Griffin return as Embers goes up for a shot? Crispy on the backboard. They're having fun at this point. I know Crispy likes to camp on the backboard for fun, but seeming like the Moderator is going to take a 2-0 series advantage. Let's see if Agility does any more on-field manipulation with their players. They had Psych coming in game two. They scored more goals, but they also let in more as Psych pops it up in front of their net to kill it. Malderators take game two, 5-2.
And just another dominating performance here for the Malderators. And I'm not one to back down on my predictions. I'm really not. But it's really hard for me to argue against yours right now. I do want to see Agility turning around, and I think it is possible. I personally, a server reset, aka a free timeout, it looks like is what we are being asked for. That's what I call it. But I just think this agility team's got to figure out something. And I will say, as a friend of Sans, if I am correct, I'm pretty sure Griffin is one of the Sloth comeovers when pretty much Nemesis and Sloth merged a few seasons back. And I've scrimmed against him a few times, and he's held his own. Not saying I'm the greatest player, but for a professional player to show out, and I remember, I think he was prospect at the time, and going, "Wow, you're really good for his rank." I think he might be a possible sub-in option here for I
Abe
forgot.
KTM.
Abe, thank you. It's a name. It's a name and a half to remember. I'm sorry. Sorry to anyone, any Abe fans out there. I apologize, but I think it might be the move that has to happen. I think Griffin can be energy to a team. I think he can compete. And at this point, what do you have to lose? I mean, no one goes home today, but you got to figure out something that's going to work. Because ideally, if you're agility, even if you lose here, you want to come back around and play them in the grand finals or something.
Absolutely. I can attest to the ability of Griffin. He is not one to pop off on the stat sheet, but he is one that's formidable in the on the defensive end and in the midfield. He is positionally aware and he will challenge you at the great opportunity. I would like to see him sub in because I feel like he might be able to change this for agility. But in game 2, Malderators had 12 shots and I can't remember the exact totals that agility had, but it was not nearly as much. So you'd like to see more in the midfield from agility. Just get in the face of these Malderators and try to limit these shots against and try to counterattack and catch them off guard. It is possible. It's seeming like they're dominant here, but they are beatable. I can see it here from their gameplay. They're not invincible. But we'll see as we get into game 3. Crispy Waves and Green Sensei looking to take over once more as Embers and Sensei go into the offensive end. Psych on the ball now, going into the Malderators end. 2 Malderators on as it pops up down front. 1-1 for a demo. The other one cheating up, but he can't get a shot on in time. It is Griffin. Griffin is subbed in, but he couldn't get there fast enough to get a threatening shot on. Great play from Agility. And I understand being third man, you don't want to cheat up too far, but it's seeming like there are multiple opportunities here in this series where the third man, if he was just a little bit closer, just a little bit faster, that it could result in goals here, Biscuit.
Yeah, and that was honestly one of the better offensive attacks so far for this Agility roster. As I say this, they are under fire, but Cool Sock's making it clear. Great offensive look and no overcommit out of it. It was actually a pretty good rotational. Griffin with 2 good looks at the net, unfortunately unable to score them, but that's the type of pressure you need. And I think this is actually the first time that we've made it a minute without Agility getting scored on to start the match in this best of 5.
Absolutely. I believe game 1 was 23 seconds and game 2 was 32 seconds, I want to say. But yeah, so Agility definitely holding on. Maybe the sub in of both Psych and Griffin on the field, changing their defensive mishaps as we had Cool Socks with a great save right under the crossbar. But they're seeming to have more opportunities offensively as Cool Socks and Crispy both go for the ball. Crispy taking the better of it as they has a fast break opportunity. He pops it over Psych and he finishes it. Crispy Waves trying to call game here as they take a 1-0 lead. 3:12 left.
Yeah, Crispy and Griffin just kind of getting baited out. What a great recovery on the sidewall. I mean, hard to expect any player to recover that well and get right back to the ball if you're Griffin. Probably thinking he had a free catch, but just a great finish and great awareness to realize Psych did have a chance to get back to that, seeing him out the peripheral of his camera view there.
Even if he missed, Sensei was there to finish. The dynamic duo of Sensei and Crispy taking over this series as Crispy with the dribble into the offensive end. It pops off the corner. Sensei's up. It's just wide. Him and Embers both up for that, maybe confusing each other. Sensei on the ball now. Passes it to Psych. You don't like to see that, but Crispy safely in the defensive end as we're heating up. It's game 3. It's do or die for Agility. You still have another life, but you don't want to see yourself playing on Saturday with a team with momentum as Embers finishes Crispy's pass off the backboard. 2-0 Malderators. They seem to be running away with this game and this series, looking to make the playoffs right now.
Yeah, and Agility, just a great start, but you know they're a little flat right now, and I think there's still time. There is still time, obviously, until the clock says 0. But I think they just need to figure out something, figure out a way to get past this dynamic duo that is Sensei and Crispy. It's proving to be deadly with a nice addition of Embers here or there, as we might have one more 1v1 situation, and it's saved away by Griffin.
As we see Griffin and Cool Socks going on the attack, they seem to mess each other up. The winner of this series looking to be Malderators, going to play Fallen Angels next week, as I said earlier. Next week, as I said earlier. And first round of the playoffs looking to be really good as Fallen Angels and Malderators seemingly to be evenly matched. We're looking for a great series there. But this one's not over yet. Griffin with a great save as it goes over the top of the net. Cool Socks with it clear into his corner. Psych a little slow to the ball. He's going to get beat by Embers, but Embers with a whiff. Griffin with a counterattack opportunity. Just lost the ball. As Sensei's up for the double, he gets a touch wide. Crispy backflips, feels backflip right away from the ball, but he still maintains control. Psych with a clear, and Embers is up. He sees Crispy. Crispy does not see it yet. He's driving away, but he gets bumped back into the play. Sensei to Embers. Embers to the wall. What can he do with it here? As we're under a minute 20 left to play. Malderators only with a 2-goal lead. It's their smallest lead that they've had this series. Agility have the ability to score 2 here. Biscuit, do you think they can finish it off here as it's going to their net? Crispy with the save.
Yeah, I do think they have the ability, as there is a crazy save coming out there for this Malderators roster to really keep this game out of reach a little bit. But I do think they have the ability. It's just finding a way out of their half, finding one shot to give themselves momentum. even if it's with 2 seconds left, something that maybe they can find a way to tie this and take it to OT bare minimum.
The detriment of agility this series being their shots conceded and shots for. They only have 2 shots here this game. It's both saved by Crispy. You need to get more shots on, and you got to stop the bleeding as they have 7 shots on net. We're under 30 seconds. Agility needs to pick up the pressure as they're in the offensive end. Crispy with the ball above his net. He drops it down. He's going to be met by Psych. Psych just a little awkward. 50 by Cool Socks to Griffin with a soft shot. Embers with an easy save. Oh, Griffin with a dunk, but Sensei's on his goal line. We're under 10 seconds, and Ember says no more. No hope for agility. He says, I'll be watching you guys on Saturday as Malderators 3-0 with 7 seconds remaining.
Yeah, just a great dagger shot right there. I think the game was over either way without the goal, but getting a 3-0 lead, pitching a shutout to finish the series it's looking to be, and just a great game here by the Malderators. If you are the agility roster, I have a tip for you. I know I'm over talking you, and that's fine, but I have a tip for you. Next time you see this team, if you do, ball control is key. They play a very heavy third, and I'm going to give you a coaching tip. Catch the ball once or twice, and you guys probably have a better chance than playing boomer ball against them. Here's your tip of the day from Biscuit.
Definitely a lot to learn as we have the league of filled with Diamond 3s and Champ 1s. Still a lot to learn for these players as we see a lot of players from the lower leagues grow up to ascend and to be one of Nemesis greats. And what a series from Malderators. They showed their dominance. They had slacked there for a little bit to lose their advantage and to make it to the make it out of the playoffs and into the play-ins. But great series for them as they look to make this play-in run as they advance to become the sorry, I'm thinking of the number. I think they'd be the 5th seed as they were coming in, taking this game to play the Fallen Angels next week. But for agility, they have one more opportunity to look ahead. They play Dissonance and or Uprising, whoever wins on Wednesday. Dissonance getting their best player back, Bradish, from a ban. So have a lot to look forward to in the Provisional League. But congrats again to Malderators. Agility, GG go next. We like to see it, but unfortunate from them this game. Any final thoughts, Biscuit?
Just great series. I want to compliment Malderators on the win, but not their GM because Crip, screw you. But great series. Scoreboard will be a little misleading. I do think this agility roster has a lot they can build off of, and you could very well see these teams running it back at some point in playoffs. And if I was Fallen Angels, I might be a little spooked after seeing that dominant of a performance, though.
I definitely am scared, but I know the team I built and they are up to the task. But as we call it a stream, we had a long day here, a lot of excellent matches. We want to thank you all for showing up. But another group of people we want to thank is our Nemesis subscribers. We want to thank Cryptist, Speed Demon, Sodak, Valence, Rockerman, and Owen for their Titan subscriptions. I want to thank DJ, Chunk Light, Sodak, Nixaway, I'm sorry, and Chunk Light again, it seems. But yeah, double thanks to Chunk Light, and thank you all for supporting Nemesis. And great thanks to you, Biscuit, for being my partner in the booth as we say good night.
Yep, great to be here, brother. Good night, man.
Had it with the things you do. I think I've had enough of you. Thumbs through bell loops, I hardly felt you. We were kissing, something was missing. No room for tears shed inside our twin bed. Darling, you're a mess, goes good with your dress. Vision in my hurricane after her, but it dance in the rain's what I prefer. Caught in the eye of her eyes. Vision in my hurricane after her, but it dance in the rain's what I prefer. Caught in the eye. I think I've had enough of you. I don't have time for you. I don't wanna see this through. Had it with the things you do. I think I've had enough of you. I don't have time for you. I don't wanna see this through. But maybe, just maybe, one more dance. Little bit of romance. Go ahead and take my hand. 100-second chance. One more dance. Little bit of romance. Go ahead and take my hand. chance. I don't have time for you. I don't wanna see this through. Had it with the things you do. I think I've had enough of you. Broken in places, one for the ages. Taken hotel room, vacant without you. And sleep in the basement, none of this makes sense. All things considered, I couldn't quit her. Patient in my hurricane after her, but a dance in the rain's what I prefer. Caught in the eye of her eyes. They should name a hurricane after her, but a dance in the rain's what I prefer. Caught in the eye. I think I've had enough of you. I don't have time for you. I don't wanna see this through. Had it with the things you do. I think I've had enough of you. I don't have time for you. I don't wanna see this through. But maybe, just maybe, one more dance, little bit of romance. Go ahead and take my hand. 100-second chance. One more dance, little bit of romance. Go ahead and take my hand. 100-second chance. But maybe, just maybe, one more dance,